in the Eastern Conference Finals this year, chill. I don't. Now I agree with you when they meet up with Boston, could Porzingis pose a problem? Sure. But I need to see him healthy through the playoffs first before I even really give that a thought. Right
Alright.
now, right now, if I'm the Knicks, if we can trade Randall for maybe some additional bench
Ethan,
pieces, I
what are
know
you
you do.
doing? Why?
Chill.
I can't
Why?
handle this, man. I can't. I
Why would
can't.
wait? Why wouldn't you trade Randall to shore up your bench when you have four four great players? Why wouldn't you do that?
We're
Tell me the
small. Number one, we're small. That's number one. Number two, Mina, do you remember? Do you remember when Jalen Brunson in the beginning of these playoffs, when they played against Philly, he wasn't lights out. He was shooting
no,
under 40%.
and yet they still won.
Right. And the reason why they won is because of their defense. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because of their defense.
Mm-hmm.
And because Joel Embiid was banged up.
Surprise, surprise. What's always the case in the playoffs?
Him being banged up.
Bingo.
But here's the difference with that, though. Here's the difference. Are you relying on not just Joel Embiid? Are you relying on that for the duration of the playoffs?
Chill. What does history say? Come on. What does
Wait,
history
wait, wait,
say
wait, wait,
about
wait, wait.
Joel Embiid?
I ain't talking about Joel Embiid. Take Joel Embiid off the
Okay.
table. I'm talking about for the rest of the playoffs. Is that what you're relying on? Because this season was an anomaly. This
In
season
what
was, and I ain't
aspects?
talking. I ain't talking about Joel Embiid. I'm talking about
You talking
your
about
Knicks.
all the
I'm
injuries?
I'm talking exactly. That's not going to happen on the regular. No.
I
So that's what you're relying on. And on top of that, y'all ain't sneaking up on nobody. Everybody is on to you guys.
now that's the truth. They're
Let's be
not going to
clear about
sneak up
that.
on anybody.
That's why,
But
and the Eastern Conference is getting better.
are they getting better?
Yeah,
Or did
oh
the
my
Knicks?
God.
Or did wait? Or did
Come
the
on, man.
Knicks? Did the Knicks get substantially better? Boston is already great, and then after that, the level of competent GM talent and
Mhm.
coaching it goes down. Philly could be great if Joel can stay healthy, no doubt. Miami, big question mark on Jimmy. Don't know if he's going to be there. Bucks, we already said they ain't going to do nothing. I'm out on the Bucks as long as they got Doc there. Who's left?
This is crazy, man.
Who's?
This is nuts.
I'm just giving you the landscape of the East.
Okay, sure. To your
Now,
point. To your point, because this is crazy to me. So the Eastern Conference will watch a team like the Knicks get substantially better, and everybody else is gonna sit on their hands. They ain't gonna do nothing. Is that what I'm
what?
understanding? Is that what I'm
And I'm
understanding,
gonna
brother?
say it again. What has history shown us? Because when Miami formed the Big Three, the only team that tried to contend with them was the Nets by getting a bunch of old players from Boston that just lost to them
Hmm.
in a couple of seasons previous.
All right. So we're
So
going off the history. All right. I can get with that. Sure.
that's all I
All
can
right.
go
All
off
right.
of
Okay. Okay. Mine, I have no
because
problem with that. Nothing whatsoever. But I tell you what, brother. This off season, how I feel about the Eastern Conference, what they do in this off season is going to tell me a lot. So, mine, I got to get moving,
absolutely,
brother. I
yeah,
got to get
yeah.
moving, brother. Good to talk to you. What up?
Chill.
What up?
Hey, all right. Hear me out. I got a theory. As you know, the NBA is all about relationships,
It is.
and agents play a big role.
They do.
Something about the Knicks just ain't sitting right with me for some reason. I don't know with this OG and Anunoby deal. Is he real quick before is OG a real max player?
Is he a real max player? I
Is
mean,
he is
for his value, for what he does, there aren't a lot of guys who do what he does. But I do think they got a guy on the crew that does something very similar to him right now.
okay? My theory, OG, I don't think this is going to be the roster in the next year and a half to 2 years, and this is why. Leon Rose has ties to CAA. OG is a CAA client.
Mm-hmm.
They've tried to get Donovan Mitchell last year for a few draft picks, but them CAA and Danny Ainge aren't on the right. So Danny Ainge was asking for the farm. the house in the whole city, and they said no. So Worldwide West, he got ties with them Kentucky and Villanova boys. Something is telling me Karl Anthony Towns, Devin Booker, those are CAA guys. They have ties to those guys. Karl Anthony Towns is from New York. Something is telling me that they needed to get these assets, give them a good deal to match later for a contract value to cancel out in a trade. And I think Bridges probably stays. I think Anunoby and Randall might be part of a deal in about a year or two for a bigger fish, because New York has always talked about wanting to get a bigger fish, but no one's wanted to come. I think Jalen Brunson has exceeded expectations, but deep down, to lead them to a championship, I think they need a 1A or a 1 option. No downgrade on Brunson. I'm a Maverick fan. Hate that we let him go, but something is telling me with them CAA ties, it's going to be deeper than this. I think this is just a 1-year prelude. We're going to use OG, maybe Randall, and we're going to get a bigger fish. I don't know if they go back and try to get – I don't think they get Mitchell now since they have
Hardenstein?
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
you talking about
Vincenzo.
Mikal Bridges. You're talking about Mikal Bridges.
Yeah, Mikal Bridges, who's really more of a 3, but just because, like I said, OG, man, these agent ties and all these guys are
100%.
100%. The Knicks are all about relationships with Leon Rose, Worldwide West, Brock Aller. I mean, I like to study more of the background with the NBA and ties, and that runs deep. But something is telling me they're making these deals. They have OG's bird rights, but let me know if I'm crazy or not.
You're not. You're not. It's not. You think it's a coincidence that Anthony Davis ended up with the Lakers and he's on Clutch Sports? That's not a coincidence. I mean, there's plenty of teams that have guys who have relationships with teams, agents who have relationships with teams. No, this isn't an interesting theory. It's a legit theory. Interesting is, I didn't think about it like that. No, if you don't know this, you're not in the loop.
Yeah.
100%.
OG CAA, do you think that Karl Anthony Towns, I know people talk about him and Rudy, do you think Karl Anthony Towns could be another target in a year or so? I did see something came out today how they don't want to go over the luxury and they want to try to keep Karl, but man, that money they can't pay everybody in Minnesota.
Nope, they can't. That's why I feel like with that group, they probably got another year, maybe 2 years before that window closes, and then they got to do something else. So I don't think that they move off of Karl yet, because I do think that they right there, but we're going to find out. That's not an interesting theory, what you said. That's legit. Good talk to you, BD. No doubt. What up?
Thank you. I've been, chill, appreciate it, but I think a lot of the things that people don't realize about Randall Iheart, I'm going to run through real quick. As far as Biggs, up until he got hurt, Randall at the rim on defense, when the defender is coming to him, 22.5% of the time when they're attacking the rim, they're attacking Randall. Now, when Mitchell Robinson after he got hurt and Iheart was playing and Randall was there, they looked good defensively because Randall was able to stand in front of the guy and keep pressure on. All they had to do was watch the ball. So all those blocks and all of that was due to his defense. Also, Randall can give you 25 and 10 with his assists, because most people don't even remember when Brunson was dealing with the dribble, and he was messing up. Randall was giving games with 7 to 8 assists.
He was leading them in assists.
And here's another thing, ball handling. He's good with that. Plus, with the double team, Randall getting double team or Brunson. You guys mean to tell me they're going to put their top 2 defenders on Brunson and probably try to do it on Randall? That opens up for everybody else with the lobs. But what I say with Iheart and Mitchell Robinson is they showed flashes of them showing skills. Example, Iheart was passing his floater, but he wasn't aggressive throughout the whole season. He was playing hurt, and plus, he wasn't even as physical on defense. He was allowing people like Turner to abuse him. He was getting abused by smaller guys. So for me, I wanted Andre Drummond, because I know with him, I could get a 10 and 10 guy with the system that we have and our bench. We also upgraded our bench. Bridges, the only thing I like about that trade, if you look at it, Bogues moved to Bridges.
I think you can get him on the cheap, too, by the way.
And we got him cheaper.
Keep going. And Andre Drummond, I think you can get him on the cheap. But keep going.
Exactly, it's like 11 mil. So
Yeah,
you
I
get
think
him,
you can get
draft
him
a
on the
young
cheap.
guy.
Mhm.
You get him, draft a young guy. You're good. And on top of that, what did I just say? I just lost my thought. Dang it, because I thought about the drumming. But then anyway, with iHeart, you look at iHeart. He had flashes of being abused and mishandled. He looked confused. So for me, with his offense, it's in question. I think he should go somewhere else, get his money. Mitchell Robinson, we should trade. I think that what the Knicks are doing is solidifying our bigs. Because if you look at it, Randall is a big who's being defense and can help you out. Also, when Brunson was struggling, who was the guy that pulled him to the side? Randall was like, yo, come when we were playing the Bucks. Yo, come in. I got you. Let me take some of the work off your load. Y'all don't appreciate that. But and another thing I don't like is that defense creates offense, offense creates defense. OG's ability in the playoffs and later in the season when he came back, most of his points was off of turnovers. So I don't understand why you guys are saying there's no value to it. He's not requesting the ball. When he was in the Raptors, it was 14%, 14 times he would get the ball in 14 plays. Like he had 14 plays. Here he's getting 8 or 9, but the extra 4 or 5, he's getting off of his own or being transitioned, getting blocks, turnovers. So for me, I see the Knicks trying to go big with big defensive wing guys and stay somewhat young because Randall's the only old person we have. He's 29 years old.
Right. And
So why would we get off?
you probably still got a bunch of years left out of him too.
And one more thing, Bridges and Randall's contract are both up in 2 years. Why not give it a shot? OG goes down, Bridges could cover those time periods that OG needs to rest. And then we could save him for the playoffs. We could run different formats like we did this year with the 4-ball where we had the 4 guard setup. We can run other systems. Tiz has that potential.
Sure.
Let's watch it.
All right, Bob. I know where to
Thanks,
find you at,
man.
brother. All right, yo. Yes, sir. I'll be there tonight. Yes, I will. I'll be there tonight. Mari, my man, what's up, brother?
What's up, Jill? Can you hear me?
What's going on, brother?
Oh, here we go. The Knicks have got their 2000. Thibodeau's got his 2011 team back with 2.0. He's even got somebody from Britain again. But yeah, no, I think this Knicks team is got a good roster. I think they have potential to probably go to the Eastern Conference Finals. I think most likely next year if they can stay healthy. I mean, I like their versatility. They're basically defensively versatile in every position. Even I think the worst. Depending on who you're going to have the starting center, it could either be Hartenstein or Mitch Robinson, depending on who can stay healthy. But Randall's probably their worst defender per position. But even then, their defense was still good with him on the court. That he wasn't necessarily a defensive problem. So I think they've definitely made the best move of this offseason. And I honestly think that they. If you look at it, when you said about parity, I mean, look at the last time the Knicks won the league. That was the last time there was parity. That was 1972. So now 52 years ago, they won the NBA title. So I think that they see that there is an opportunity and window because I don't think anybody is necessarily scared of the Celtics. I think they understand what the Celtics are. And I think they've adjusted, to be honest, to allow for that kind of versatility because I think what everybody kind of saw was you kind of have to have a serviceable player in every single position. You don't necessarily have to have a great player like we had with the kind of heavily weighted LeBron teams and the Warriors teams of the kind of early 2010s, but you have to have positionally a very good defender. And if you think about the Knicks, they have an all-star caliber player in Mikal Bridges at the 2, potentially. They have Julius Randle, who's an all-star and all-NBA player. Jalen Brunson, who's all-NBA. Mitchell Robinson and who's there 2? So I'm just trying to think about who's there 2.
DiVincenzo.
DiVincenzo's a good shooter. He's a very good shooter. So I think they definitely have a good chance next season, to be honest. Maybe the bigs might be a problem because I do think Mitchell Robinson is probably not going to last the whole season.
I think he's made of glass, Amari. I'm not going to lie to you. I think he's made of glass. I do.
And I don't think he will last the whole year. I think. But I do like the move. I actually haven't really got anything really negative or positive to say about it. Negative to say about it, to be honest. I think it was a solid move. What's your kind of thoughts on Nick?
I didn't think that you had to overpay for OG Anunoby. I'm not a fan, as have you spoken to me in the past. I'm not a fan of just letting guys walk out the front door.
Yeah.
Management. I don't think that's smart for management to do that. But in this particular situation, I was comfortable with it. Off the strength that I have Mikal Bridges, who I'm not losing much from him. I'm not losing much from him when I'm inserting Mikal Bridges in the lineup. I feel like Mikal Bridges is a better player. I feel like he's a better fit. I feel like not only is he a better fit, I feel like he's a better defender and he's cheaper. So if I was going to lose OG, I was comfortable with that. And I felt like they overpaid for him, and I don't think that they had to. All right, brother. Good to talk to you. What up?
Direction, and I know why we picked the direction. In case you haven't heard, Joe Saab is most likely selling this team. You remember the Koch records? You remember old Koch records?
No,
KOCH.
Oh yeah.
So Julia Koch, she put in 15% of ownership of the team. I'm guessing they looking for another 85. As far as the trade goes, I'm just glad we picked the direction. To be honest with you, bro. No, I'm not turning on my light. It's hot up in here. We just picked a direction. And I just wanted us to go with the direction. However, we are gonna re-sign Nick Claxton. He's 24 years old. We're gonna sign him to 100 mil, and we probably gonna most likely. I'm not 100% sure. We most likely gonna come off of Cam Johnson and probably get somebody in tonight's draft because we still don't have a pick in tonight's draft. So I'm waiting for the draft to be over to see who the hell we're gonna steal out of this and try to put a part of our youth movement.
Right.
As far as the Tangerines go, letting OG and Anunoby basically spork you down for $212 million is ludicrous to me. The Knicks have once again overpaid for a B- player like he did with A+ money. This is back then. This goes back to Allen Houston. This goes back to Larry Johnson when he was on his last legs. This goes back to a whole bunch of other players that they done signed. They signed much made better players than OG and Anunoby to shorten money over the years. I understand that that the money is higher now, but paying OG and Anunoby anywhere close to $200 million is tomfoolery. Nothing but tomfoolery. I definitely agree that they overpaid for him, and they most likely going to regret it because they don't understand that the rest of the Eastern Conference is going to make a youth movement as well. If the Indiana Pacers, I don't think they're as worse off as everybody thinks. There's a reason why they were able to shoot 60-something% in Madison Square Garden in the Game 7. Mm-hmm. The Orlando Magic is not tomfoolery. You know what I'm saying? They on their way. You know what I'm saying? But the Eastern Conference, they're not going to be as competitive in terms of like teams knowing what to do. They're going to be competitive in terms of youth. In terms of a youth movement, which is going to make Boston Celtics runs to the finals seem a lot easier than what they are. That's what it's going to make it seem like. But the reality is that the Eastern Conference is going to continue to break down like they normally do. Right. The Knicks are going to be victims of their play style because the reality is that if they're not rebounding, if they're not doing the dirty work, as you call it, they're not going to win games. And if they are doing the dirty work and too much of it in 40-something minutes, which Tom Thibodeau has been proven to play you at, then that means injuries is coming. Mikal Bridges, as durable as he is and durable as he has been, that means the injury is coming real soon. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're playing with Tom Thibodeau. You know what I'm saying? So realistically, you have that. You definitely right about whatchamacallit. Mitchell Robinson has definitely made a glass, but he does do the dirty work. That's probably part of the reason why he made a glass. You know what I'm saying? So because anytime you're doing a whole bunch of dirty work, you definitely prone to injury. Not re-signing Isaiah Hartenstein is probably going to be one of the biggest regrets that the Knicks.
Well, they can't afford to pay. They can't afford to pay him as much as other teams, which doesn't make any sense to me at all. Because if you own a guy's bird rights, that's the reason why you're able to keep your free agents. But they come up with this dumbass loophole in the system where if you drafting right, well,
right.
If you're drafting correct and you're in a big market, you shouldn't be able to keep all of your guys. So keep
all of your guys. Yeah. Well, and yeah, I think that's kind of silly too. But I think that's the thing that teams like the small market teams has figured out in the CBA. It's one of the reasons why OKC didn't unload their picks, and they still got as many picks as we do.
Y'all
It's
got
one
y'all
of the
picks back though. I think that's good. I think the fact that Brooklyn,
we did. Yeah,
you got your picks
we
back.
got we got our picks back from Houston. So
that works.
tell Mars,
that definitely works.
Tell Mars he could go kiss.
You see why I wasn't with that trade that Mars was trying to sell.
Yeah, of course. I wasn't with it either.
I wasn't with that. So,
and I'm gonna tell you why. Before I leave, I'm gonna tell you why. They tried to convince us that Jalen Green was gonna be in that trade, and I knew he wasn't. Mm-hmm. And so there was no more Jalen Green. You never was gonna give up Amen Thompson. You never was gonna give up Cam Whitmore. The only person that you was trying to give up was Dylan Brooks because the money matched, and we didn't want him. So the reality. So you was trying to undercut us from the legs, and basically Sean Marks and whatchamacallit said, "Yo, we gonna leave this team in good graces before they get up out of here because we don't want no problem with the Cox family and trying to get us out." So yeah, you found me. Everybody that's looking for the next man, you found me. I'm here. I'm gonna be here. We'll be 379.
Good to talk to you, brother. What up, Brandon? What's going on?
Yo, what up, Chill? All right, I got something wild to run by you. All right, it's wild. Mm-hmm. I'm just preparing you. All right. So listen, the Knicks, I love everything about what they just did. To be honest with you, I think that they made that move to compete with the Celtics. They need them. They need strong wings to be able to run with JB and JT, right? Mm-hmm. I think that's what they tried to do with OG and Mikal, right? Now, this is where it gets tricky because Julius Randle. Now, if you ask me, I think they should try to send Julius Randle back home to Dallas and check.
I knew that was coming. I knew it. I knew it was coming.
Check the temperature on Gafford and see what they could do. I don't think that's awful. What you think?
Well, first of all, it's not awful for Dallas. It's not. It's not awful for Dallas. Okay, that's number one. So I understand that.
I'm ripping hard, by the way, if you can't see.
Of course, 100% you are, and I understand it. 100% I do understand it. However, you already got a bunch of guys on the cheap. I still feel like you need guys on the box that can score, and you have to have an interior guy who can score. One of the main reasons why Luka was having a problem, because even though Gafford was a lob threat, even though Lively was a lob threat, how much better would he have made Luka's life if he could throw him the ball on the block?
I know,
and he could get him a bucket. I ain't saying I need a 20 and 10 guy on the box, but how much better does that make Luka's life when you could throw a guy the ball on the block or throw a guy the ball in the mid post, he can go to work and get you a bucket? That opens up your offense way more, man. So Brandon, I gotta bounce, brother. It's good to talk to you though, my man. Absolutely. Neef, what up?
Yo, chill. What up? It's Neff, by the way. It's a party. It's all good.
Neff.
Shit, real quick. East is getting tougher. I'm getting scared. You know, I'm a Milwaukee guy.
I do know that.
5 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges to the Knicks. I think Mars on the panel or I think it was Damo actually, who was like, both teams won in this trade. Like, sure, you can be like, okay, yeah, Knicks gave up all this draft capital, blah, blah, blah. But like, they're really in a win mode now type of thing. And plus they added another Villanova boy to their already obviously chemistry and filled squad over there. And it's just kind of good for both sides because shout out Mars, he kind of like put me on to like how the draft capital worked and how the Nets, how Houston was kind of involved in that deal without being involved in that deal. So it was very interesting stuff going on. And it just made me scared for my team because if we don't do anything this offseason, we're going to be definitively the third best team in the East, which is good, like objectively, but like how we've been the past few years since Giannis came on his ascension for first MVP, probably a year before that. It's not, the city's not used to it. So it's like, okay, we got real competition over here. Before the Dame trade, you would say Boston and Milwaukee are pretty much neck and neck. It
wasn't that big of a gap.
It was not at all. It was not at all. But now it's a gap, like
it is.
Straight up. And I would say the Knicks making this trade, it's a gap too. So if we don't do anything, we're gonna get left behind.
So it's Boston, the Knicks, and Milwaukee.
Yeah,
so they have to do something. They 100%
gotta do something. We gotta do something. Either making good draft picks, like whatever. I know we're in a second apron, so trades are super, super hard. But
I can dig it, Neff. I can dig it, Neff. And Like I told you, the season is not over. I will be here. You know where to find me at, brother. Good to talk to you. Absolutely. Hey, listen, I'm going over to playback. I'm doing the draft. If any of you guys are interested, it's Playback TV. Come check me out. If you're not, it was good to see you guys tonight. I will be around. I am not hard to find. You know where to find me, guys. This is one of the best times of the year. I will see you guys soon. But until then, put on a suit, drink water. Do not, I repeat, do not drink and drive. Hey man, call your mother. Call your mother. I got one super chat that I have to go over before I go though. Gon says, C-Town, your Boston baked beans better watch out. Watch out for what? What they better watch out for? Even though I'm not a Boston Celtic fan, but what they better watch out for is my question. Who they better watch out for? So I'm interested to see that. But again, guys, it was good to see you guys tonight. I will see you guys soon. Until then, put on a suit, drink water, don't drink and drive. Hey, man, call your mother. Call your mother. I'll see you guys soon. But until then, take it light, but take it. I'm going over to playback. I'm going to do the draft. Good to see you guys.